Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. I am your brother in faith, Shabir Ally, today with another book review. And today's book I want to review is this one. It's called Arabic Stories for Language Learners by Brosh and Mansur. Now, maybe you're a language learner yourself. Perhaps you want to learn Arabic, but perhaps you don't want to learn Arabic necessarily. Or you're not making any serious efforts to learn it. That's okay. The book will still be relevant to you because it is a collection of stories that are very interesting. And the stories being in Arabic, they're culled from a medieval life situation in Muslim societies. And it will give you some insights into Muslim societies. But altogether, this is an enjoyable book to read if you just want to read them in English for the stories. So the publishers have given you here the Arabic on one side and the English translation on the other side. So you can read it in Arabic, you can read it in English. It also comes with a free CD, as the book indicates here on the cover. And now I have the CD somewhere because I listened to it a long time ago, and I pulled it off of the last inside cover where it was stuck on, and now I don't know where I've placed it. It must be in my garage somewhere. But the good news is that nowadays the publisher has put the contents, the audio contents, online to be downloaded and listened to for free. And it seems to me at first glance that they also have the PDF version of the book available for free, but I didn't check it out because I had the printed copy in my hands, and that was enough for me. Now, throughout this series of book reviews, I've been looking at serious books, and I like to think that I have a humorous side to me as well, and I do enjoy a good story, especially a humorous one. And I find in this collection of stories that there are many humorous ones, and that not only helps in terms of trying to learn the language, but it helps to keep your spirits up to hear a good story and hear a funny one, hear a joke. So there's some funny ones here. Perhaps I can share some with you. So there's a story about a man who started to sell fish. So he put up a sign saying fish sold here. So someone came and looked at the sign and said, you don't have to say the word here. Just fish sold would be enough because everybody knows it's here. Like, the sign saying it's here. People know already it's going to be here. So the guy removed the word here from his sign. So now he just says fish sold. Okay, so another person came along and said, why do you have to say the word sold? Everyone knows that you're not going to give away the fish for free. So just the word fish would be enough. So the guy went up and took down the word sold. So now it only says fish. Now a third person comes along and says, why do you have to say fish? Because everybody will see it and they will smell it from a distance. They know you're selling fish. So why does your sign have to say fish? So now the guy realized that you can't please everybody because, after you took down the one word, you took down the second word. Now you have to take down the whole sign. You're not going to have any sign at all if you listen to the criticisms of people. So a story like that is illustrative. It shows how people can be critical on the one hand, and it shows that really you have to take criticism with a grain of salt. I mean, you give credence to people, you listen to their complaints and their criticisms, and you try to improve, but at the end of the day, you have to resign yourself to the very fact that you cannot please everybody. And if you try to please everybody, you're going to take down your sign. Okay. Another set of stories is about Joha. Joha is a kind of medieval character. Nobody knows if he's a real person or not, but a lot of jokes have been told with this character. And he turns out to be a funny character. Sometimes he's witty and so on. So along the same lines of you cannot please anybody, there's a famous Joha story that is told, and it's also in this book. Now, the story is that Joha is going along with his son, and they are both riding a donkey, like the same donkey. Somebody looks at that situation and says, look at these people, so cruel, both of them riding the donkey. So Joha decided to get down and let his son ride the donkey to spare the donkey that burden of the two riding at once. So as they're going along, somebody looked at them and said, "Oh, look at this boy. He's not cultured. He's there riding, and he's got his poor old father walking." So Joha said, "Okay, son, let's reverse the situation. All right." So Joha is riding now. The son is walking. Now, somebody looked at that and said, "Look at this man. He has no compassion for his child. He's riding the donkey, and the child is walking." So now they're both walking, and somebody looks at that and says, "Look at these people. They have a donkey, and they're not riding it. Like, what's the point of having a donkey if you're not going to ride it?" And this is where they realize that you can't please everybody, because now the only thing left, the only combination would be for them to carry the donkey, because if the two of them riding is a problem, if the two of them walking is a problem, if one riding, the other walking is a problem, then they may as well carry the donkey. Of course, the conclusion is that you can't please everybody, and people are just simply critical. So you listen to criticism, try to improve, because you might benefit even from the worse ideas that are out there. But at the end of the day, you may have to resign yourself to the fact that you cannot please everybody. So the Joha stories are very funny, especially the ones that are in here. This is one about Joha riding a donkey again. So Joha is searching for his donkey. And, while he's searching for his donkey and he is complaining that his donkey is lost, well, it's not so much complaining, informing the public. He is saying, "Alhamdulillah, praise be to God." He's thanking God. So people are surprised, like, "You lost your donkey, man, and you're thanking God because you lost your donkey?" He said, "Yes, because don't you realize, if I had been riding the donkey at the time, I would have been lost too." So, thinking about something being lost, Joha came out of his home in the middle of the night. He's wandering in the streets, and a policeman meets him and asks him, "Joha, why are you walking in the streets in the middle of the night?" Of course, you can think this medieval period, people are usually in bed in the middle of the night. And so Joha said, "My sleep went away, and I'm looking for it." Thinking about sleeping, Joha is at home, and he hears a thief breaking into his home. So he goes and he hides in the closet. The thief looks around, couldn't find anything to steal. Eventually, the thief opens the closet, and there he finds Joha. At first, the thief himself is scared, but he braces himself enough to ask Joha, "Yeah, Sheikh, what are you doing in the closet?" So Joha said, I realized that I don't have much in the home for you to steal, and I was so ashamed that I don't have enough in the home for you to steal, and that's why I hid, because I was embarrassed. So this guy is really funny. It's a character, obviously, made up. It's hard to think that this was a real character, or even if it was a real character, the character has been overdone in the stories about him. So lots of very interesting stories, but they're not all funny jokes in this book. There are also some serious stories and lessons that we can learn from. For example, a man came to the Prophet, peace be upon him, begging for something to feed his family. The Prophet, peace be upon him, gave him an axe and directed him to go cut wood and sell it and feed his family. And the man did that, and thereafter the man could report that I have no other need for anything else. After this, I don't have to beg anyone else. So that shows that you give a man fish, you feed him for one day, but you teach a man how to fish, you feed him for life. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, by giving him the axe, has taught him to cut wood, and that has fed him for life. So a lot of the stories are illustrative of good morals and principles. There are even some animal fables in here, but they teach good moral lessons. So in this whole series of book reviews, I've been thinking, what can I offer to the youth and children out there? So this is a book. It's a book of stories that are packed with moral principles and lessons and ethics. And it is a book that has actually changed my life. And I hope it'll have an impact on your life as well. Perhaps it may even change yours. Thank you for watching. I'm your brother in faith, Shabir Ally. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you.
When did you start watching Let the Quran Speak? A year ago? 5, 10, 20 years ago? So many of you message us and comment and email us to tell us how much Let the Quran Speak means to you. You tell us you were disillusioned with Islam, but we've helped you return. You tell us you became Muslim after watching our show. We hear from people who knew about Muslims only from the media and have found their misperceptions shattered. We hear from people who disagree with us but respect and admire us for the values we represent. We get requests from chaplains, teachers, and journalists. Let the Quran Speak has grown tremendously. From a no-frills, volunteer-driven side project, we've built a strong team and developed expertise in video production. We've been on TV for 20 years now. We're thriving on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Every year, thousands of hours go into research, writing, producing, and editing. Over the last 2 years, we've diversified our content, producing short films, documentaries, and video essays. Our operations were limited during COVID, but we've continued to produce new content and new episodes. But there's still so much more we can do. We want to take Let the Quran Speak to the next level. We want to build a specialized studio, which will serve as a creative hub for Muslims in the arts. We want to engage the best and brightest creative talent. We want to go out into the community and tell stories about Muslims from all walks of life. We can't do it without you. Your support has been instrumental in helping us advance. And now we're reaching out to you again. We need your help to continue growing. This Ramadan, we are launching a campaign to raise $170,000. We have around 170,000 subscribers on YouTube. If each person gave as little as $1, we would be well positioned to advance Let the Quran Speak. If you enjoy our content and think our work is important, we invite you to join our journey. Empower us to showcase Muslims' lives. Help us share the message of Islam in a way that people can connect with and understand. Support us today, and together we can take Let the Quran Speak to the next level. Your contribution is tax deductible and zakat eligible. Most importantly, you will get a share in the reward from God. May God bless you and your loved ones with the very best always, and may you draw ever closer to God this Ramadan.